This is President Trump. Smash the like button if you think that Carmelo Hayes should beat an LA Knight for the United States Championship.
You would think that certain things that I say, it will go without saying. I should not have to go into detail. You should already know what I mean. It's like people mix up my words and they put words in my mouth. And it's like, I put things in perspective. I give you context. You should know what I mean. When did I ever say that if you are over with the audience, that you should be a champion? I never said that. Listen, I said that Dirty Ass Dominic should be a world champion because he's over with the audience. But his talent should go without saying, right? His skills in the ring should go without saying. That's my point. You missed my whole entire point. Somebody tried to compare LA Cosplay to Dirty Ass Dominic. And I'm like, he can't wrestle. LA Cosplay can't wrestle. It's a travesty that they gave him the goddamn championship just because he's over with the goddamn crowd based on a damn word. That's it. Dude, ever since he became a US champion, he has been garbage. He fell off. How about you look up Twitter? People talk shit about LA Cosplay ever since he became a US champion. I'm not the only one who has called this out on Twitter. Tons of other people have said this. He is not that good like he once was. He's no longer entertaining as a US champion. He has fallen off. Let's provide context. Just because you are over, that don't mean you should be a champion. And here's why. If you can't wrestle, but you're over, does that mean you should be a champion? You should already know what I mean about Dirty Ass Dominic. I should not have to hold your hand. I should not have to tell you. Dirty Ass Dominic is a great in-ring performer. He's a great wrestler. Once that bell rings, he entertains the audience. He can wrestle. He was trained by Rey Mysterio. He's a goddamn Guerrero. His name is Dirty Ass Dominic Guerrero, right? He was raised in this business. He can wrestle. I never said that if a guy is over, he should be a champion. No, there's levels to being over. Let me repeat. There's levels to being over. Just because you're over, that don't mean you a champion. For example, Jey Uso, that guy can wrestle. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Fame tag team wrestler. He can wrestle, and he's over. You gotta be the total package. It should go without saying, okay? If I tell you that a guy should be a champion, that means I think he can wrestle. That's how that goes. If I promote a wrestler as a guy that should be a champion, it means that I think he's a good wrestler once that bell rings. For the past 2 years, I've been telling you about LA Cosplay. He can't wrestle. He sucks in the ring. He botches. Okay? Just because the crowd loves you as a character, that don't mean you should be a champion. Hell, at least Orange Cassidy can wrestle. How about you put this in perspective? Orange Cassidy is a better in-ring performer than LA Knight. That's a fact. That is not an opinion. That is a fact of life, right? He's a better wrestler than LA Cosplay. In order to be a champion, you gotta be the total package. Yes, you're over, but can you wrestle? Listen, bro, you can't cut promos at pay-per-views. You can't cut promos at WrestleMania. You can't cut promos at SummerSlam. You gotta wrestle. Look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. People say, oh, Steve Austin was not that good in the ring. No, bitch, he was. He was a great wrestler. Hence why he was named the Ring Master, because he was a master of the ring. When he was in WCW, he was a great wrestler. It was injuries that forced him to change his in-ring style to have more longevity. But before the injuries, Stone Cold Steve Austin was a great in-ring performer. Like I said, just like The Rock. The Rock was great in the ring and he was over. You gotta have two factors. Okay, by your logic, maybe R-Truth should be a world champion. Why not? The crowd loves him. He's over, right? You see? There's levels to being over. Just because the crowd loves you, that don't mean you should be a champion. You gotta be the total package. Are you great in the ring? And are you over? You can't have one over the other. For example, Trick Williams, he's over, but he is a decent in-ring performer. The crowd is very satisfied with his matches. Like I said, there's levels to being over. CM Junk, a prime CM Junk, could wrestle. So he was the total package. He was over, the crowd loves him, he was a great promo, and he could wrestle. You can't have one over the other and thinking you're gonna be a top guy. No, all top guys are great in the ring. So to get back to Dirty Ass Dominic, yes, I said he should be a world champion. He should beat Gunther. I should not have to remind you that Dominic is a great wrestler. Once that bell rings, the bell has to ring, okay? Eventually, the bell has to fucking ring. You stupid numbskulls. I swear to God, you people don't know about wrestling. Why do I have to remind you about the ins and outs of this business? It's easy. It's easy to figure out. I want Powerhouse Hobbs to get a push. Why? Because I think he's a good in-ring performer. I think Wardlow should get a push. He's a great in-ring performer. I think Big Cass is very decent in the ring. I think Big Cass deserves a push. He's a great in-ring performer. That guy can move. What about Take a Shit? Take a Shit is a great in-ring performer. You must be new here if you think that I glorify being over work rate. No, I do not. I value both. You need charisma, you need promo skills, character, gimmick. You gotta be over with the audience, and you gotta perform well in the ring. I don't value one over the other. I'm all about 50-50. You gotta be the total package. Stone Cold, The Rock, CM Junk, Roman Reigns. You gotta be the total package. John Cena, The Miz. The Miz is a great in-ring performer, and he has a character, and the crowd loves him. I tried to warn you about LA Cosplay. He can't wrestle. I knew he was going to be a trash US champion. That is a workhorse title. You need work rate in order to put over that championship. Look at Logan Paul. He was a great wrestler. Lashley, Austin Theory. Austin Theory put on great matches. I don't care about how you view him as a US champion. He was a better in-ring performer than LA Knight. That's my point. Once again, that bell has to ring. You can't just every week walk out with your outfit on, your shades in a goddamn building, you saying, yeah, okay, cool. That's fine, but you gotta wrestle, right? You gotta tell stories. You can't be the same guy every fucking week. Eventually the crowd will get bored of your fucking act. You gotta wrestle. That title has exposed LA Cosplay as a novelty act. He sucks. He botches in every fucking match. He can't even climb up the goddamn top rope without slipping. And you think he's a great US champion? He sucks. He can't wrestle. I hope Shinsuke takes that belt. Shinsuke can work. Shinsuke Nakamura can fucking work. Okay, by that same logic, that's like saying that Rick Boogs should have been a US champion. That's your logic. That's like saying Rick Boogs should have been a US champion based on the crowd loves him. No, who cares? Okay, cool. But you need more than that. I said that Dirty Ass Dominic should be a world champion. He should beat Gunther. Why? Because he's more entertaining. He's over as a heel. He's a heel, and he's a better heel than Gunther as world champion. And he can wrestle, so there's no drop off. That's my point that flew over your fucking heads. I never said that if you can't wrestle, but you're over, you're fine. No, that's stupid. That's dumb. The fuck? That has never happened. I've never seen a top 5 guy in a company who can't wrestle. Dirty Ass Dominic is the total package. He has heat. He can talk. He has a gimmick. He has a hot girlfriend. And he can wrestle. And the crowd hates him. That means he should be a world champion. Because he has that going for him. Gunther has none of that going for him. Right? Gunther, all he has is he's a good wrestler. Okay, Dominic is also a good wrestler, right? He was trained by Mysterio. He was trained by Rey Mysterio. So you can't say that Dominic can't wrestle. Fun fact, do you know who was CM Punk's first match back? It was Dirty Ass Dominic. Last January, his first match was against Dirty Ass Dominic. That was a hand-picked opponent. Why would CM Punk hand-pick Dirty Ass Dominic as his first opponent back? Because Dominic can wrestle. Dominic can bump. So yes, my logic is if you are a great in-ring performer and the crowd hates you or the crowd loves you and the crowd finds you entertaining and you are over, yes, you should be a champion. That's why I was pushing for Jey Uso to beat Gunther for the IC belt. Because at that time, he was over, the crowd loves him, and the crowd loves his matches. That means that, yes, I think you should be a champion. Look at Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn can wrestle, and the crowd loves him. He's over. That means, yes, Sami Zayn was justified on being a champion. For the record, if I push for a fake pro wrestler to be a champion, that means I think he or she is a good in-ring performer. That's why I was putting over Andrade. That's why I was putting over Andrade to beat LA Cosplay for the US belt. Because right now, he puts on the best matches on SmackDown and he has a connection with the audience. For example, Joe Hendry. The crowd loves Joe Hendry. He's a great gimmick, great character, and he's mega over. He's very, very popular. But he's the opposite of LA Cosplay because at least Joe can wrestle. Joe Hendry is actually fun to watch in the ring. People love to watch Joe wrestle. He's the opposite of LA Knight. That guy can wrestle. He deserves to be a top guy. Joe Hendry deserves to be a main eventer. So here is my main point. If Dirty Ass Dominic was an awful wrestler, let's say Dirty Ass Dominic had awful matches, hell no, I would not be saying he should beat Gunther. Once again, there's levels to being over. I am very consistent with my takes. If Dirty Ass Dominic was an awful in-ring performer like LA Cosplay, I would not be pushing for Dominic to be pushed just because he has heat. No, he has heat and he can wrestle.